Welcome to the Daily Threat, your trusted source for all things cybersecurity. We've got a jam-packed episode covering the latest cyber threats and vulnerabilities impacting businesses and individuals alike. Let's dive right in. Phishing attacks continue to be a scourge on the internet, and the United States Postal Service, USPS, is the latest target. According to reports, fraudulent websites mimicking the official USPS site are raking in as much traffic as the legitimate one. This is a significant concern for several reasons. Firstly, these phishing sites are incredibly convincing, often employing tactics such as domain spoofing and replica web design to deceive unsuspecting users. Once users land on these fake sites, they're prompted to enter sensitive information such as login credentials, personal details, and even payment information. The attackers behind these sites then use this stolen data for a variety of nefarious purposes, including identity theft, financial fraud, and even corporate espionage. So, how did the attackers manage to pull off such a convincing scam? Well, they likely leveraged a combination of social engineering techniques and technical know-how to create these deceptive websites. By exploiting vulnerabilities in the USPS's online infrastructure or simply by registering similar-looking domain names, they were able to lure in unsuspecting victims. Now, the risks posed by these phishing sites are not limited to individual users. Businesses that rely on the USPS for shipping and logistics could also be targeted. Imagine the damage to a company's reputation and bottom line if sensitive shipment data or customer information were compromised in such an attack. So, what can you do to protect yourself and your business from falling victim to these phishing scams? First and foremost, always double-check the URL of any website you visit, especially if it's asking for sensitive information. Look for subtle differences in domain names or any misspellings that might indicate a fraudulent site. Additionally, be wary of unsolicited emails or messages that claim to be from the USPS. Legitimate organizations will never ask you to provide sensitive information via email, so always verify the authenticity of such requests before responding. By staying vigilant and following these best practices, you can help safeguard yourself and your business against the growing threat of phishing attacks. Next up, we turn our attention to the realm of IoT devices, where a recent security vulnerability in the firmware of Ekin video doorbells has raised serious concerns about consumer privacy and data security. Consumer Reports recently conducted an investigation into the security of various smart home devices, including video doorbells, and discovered a troubling flaw in the firmware of Ekin's popular product. This vulnerability could potentially allow hackers to gain unauthorized access to the device, compromising not only the privacy of homeowners but also the security of their property. So, how does this vulnerability work, and what are the implications for consumers? Well, it appears that the flaw lies in the way the device handles firmware updates. By exploiting weaknesses in the update process, hackers could potentially inject malicious code into the device, granting them remote access and control. The risks posed by such vulnerabilities are significant. Imagine if a hacker were able to gain access to your video doorbell camera, allowing them to spy on your home or even unlock your front door remotely. The potential for invasion of privacy and physical harm is staggering. To make matters worse, many consumers may not even be aware that their devices are vulnerable, as firmware updates are often applied automatically in the background without any user intervention. This means that even if Ekin were to release a patch for the vulnerability, there is no guarantee that all affected devices would be updated in a timely manner. So, what can consumers do to protect themselves from these types of vulnerabilities? Firstly, it's crucial to stay informed about the security of the devices you own. Regularly check for firmware updates and apply them as soon as they become available. Additionally, consider investing in devices from reputable manufacturers with a track record of prioritizing security. By taking these proactive steps, you can help mitigate the risks posed by security vulnerabilities in IoT devices and safeguard your privacy and security. Our final story of the day takes us into the world of software development, where a cunning new tactic has emerged for distributing malicious code to unsuspecting developers. Reports have surfaced of attackers creating bogus packages on the popular NPM registry, a repository for JavaScript packages used by millions of developers worldwide. These fake packages are designed to mimic legitimate ones, often bearing similar names and descriptions, in an attempt to trick developers into unwittingly installing malicious code on their systems. But how exactly does this scheme work, and what are the potential consequences for developers and their projects? Well, it appears that the attackers behind these bogus packages are exploiting the trust that developers place in the NPM registry. By uploading fake packages that appear to offer useful functionality or dependencies, they're able to dupe unsuspecting developers into incorporating their malicious code into their projects. Once installed, this malicious code can execute a variety of harmful actions, ranging from stealing sensitive data to compromising the security of entire systems. For developers, the consequences of unwittingly including such code in their projects can be severe, leading to data breaches, legal liabilities, and damage to their professional reputation. So, how can developers protect themselves from falling victim to these types of attacks? Firstly, it's essential to exercise caution when selecting and installing NPM packages. Always review the package's documentation, download statistics, and user reviews to ensure its legitimacy. Additionally, consider using packagelock.json files to lock dependencies to specific versions, reducing the risk of inadvertently installing malicious updates. Furthermore, stay informed about emerging threats and security best practices within the developer community. By remaining vigilant and proactive in your approach to software security, you can help safeguard your projects and protect against the growing threat of supply chain attacks. That wraps up today's episode of The Daily Threat. Remember, staying informed and proactive is key to protecting yourself and your business from cyber threats. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for daily updates on the latest cybersecurity news and insights. And as always, The Daily Threat is brought to you by QIT Solutions, your trusted partner in cybersecurity. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you next time.